Jacob Scooters Lawn Care here. Today, I want to make a quick video about expectations of others. I've heard some other people, Keith Kalfas has touched on this, and I've heard some other people mention it, but something that is always hardest for me to keep up on tabs with is the expectations of other people. I made a video that talking about your customers, keeping them happy. That's a huge thing. You know, you've got to do that to keep the business. But what happens in business is, as time goes on, you just get busier and busier and busier, and no one, you don't know what you don't know. So these people don't realize that, you know, the things you used to be able to do for other people, and that's the worst part about it, is it ends up being your family and your friends and the people you know. These people don't know that you would love to give more of your time, do more things for people, but you're stretched so thin that you stop being able to do everything you once were, and you don't want it to be this way. But if you're going to keep going and be successful, a lot of times some of the things you're just limited on what you can do, and this is going to make people think that you're an asshole and you don't care, and that the business. Okay, so sorry about the interruption there. That's probably going to show in the video. I had a phone call, but yeah, I think to get back to where we're at, you know, the people thinking, you know, you've changed and you're not who you used to be just because you're trying to be successful in a business, and that goes just back to that statement that people just don't know what they don't know, and it's hard for them to get it that a lot of these things you can't do. And I had this talk with an employee. I was kind of talking over. He's been a guy that's helped people forever, always done everything, every single time anybody needed help, even if it put him out on money, and put him out on money or time. And I'm all for helping people. I think it's the best thing you can do, but it's put him in kind of a bad situation. At least he thinks it has, and it probably has. So it's put him in kind of a bad situation, and that's the one big problem. You know, if you're going to help people do things, it's kind of how I explained it to him. If you go fly somewhere in an airplane, well, they tell you that if you're next to your kid and that plane's, for some reason, the oxygen masks come down on it, they say you put that on you first. Okay, I asked him this, what would he do if it was him and his kid? And he said, I'd put that thing on my kid. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand that. I would want to too. But the thought is if you don't take care of yourself first, you won't end up being able to take care of anybody. Yeah, you might be able to look like a great guy right when you're doing it until you're completely used up and you can't help anybody on any of the things you want to be able to help people on. And it might seem selfish, but really it's not, because, you know, as long as you're not just a cruel person who doesn't care about anybody, you're just making sure you're taking care of your business and taking care of things that you know you have to right now. And one of the biggest things in business is the ability to learn to say no. You're going to get too much on your plate. You're going to have too many things going on, and you need to know when you got to say no. And you're going to have this. So you're going to have times where people think you're a prick and people don't think you do as much, and you've changed, and that's to be expected. You know, it's kind of they can't see through what's going on. It's kind of misinterpreted, and just like I said, it's the third time I said it in this thing, you don't know what you don't know. But yeah, so that's my little talk about this, and just kind of warn you this is something you're going to run into, and it's gonna make you feel like maybe you're not doing the right things. But I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I think that's all for today. Thanks. This is Jacob with Scooters Lawn Care. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.